I'm Sandi Trend. Again, I come before this commission objecting funding for the workers' compensation fraud units of the Yolo and Sacramento County District Attorney's offices, as I have done previously in June and September 2009 and June of this year, because of non-compliance and enforcement of laws in the case of my son, David Bell versus AgraQuest. During and after the aforementioned dates, I gave this commission, as I have Daniel Stroski, investigator of the fraud unit of the Yolo County DA's office, and both Dale Kitching, supervising deputy district attorney, insurance fraud unit, and Don Parvin, criminal investigator, insurance fraud unit of the Sacramento County DA's office, the evidentiary documents that prove beyond a reasonable doubt the willful criminal acts of concealment, fraud, corruption, and collusion committed by, but not limited to, AgraQuest Inc. and its representatives, Liberty Mutual Insurance, the law firm of Catchis, Harrison, I think it's Yampuku, and its legal counsel, Daniel N. Reich, and the California Workers' Compensation System, in denying my son his constitutional rights to due process and compensation for his workplace-acquired injury, illness from unknown exposures to bacteria, fungus, and chemicals. By law, the district attorney is the chief law enforcement officer in the county. California Government Code Section 26500 provides that the DA's most essential duty is investigating and prosecuting criminal offenses on behalf of the people. California DAs are obligated to enforce, and we've all been talking about this, employer committing illegal acts against employees and misrepresenting claims history by not reporting reportable injuries. This has happened in my son's case. Have the workers' compensation fraud units at the Yolo and Sacramento DAs met their obligation and duties to investigate and prosecute the numerous criminal acts of fraud committed against my son? No. Ms. Middleton, after the last Fraud Assessment Commission meeting on June 16th in the parking lot, I spoke with you about my recent discovery of conflicts of interest and bias by the workers' compensation judge Suzanne F. Dugan, who presided over my son's trial. I told you I had found that Dugan's spouse's employer, PBS&J, had co-sponsored and provided a team for participation in the University of California's Explore It Science Center's 16th Annual Science Fair event with the defendant in my son's workers' compensation case, AgraQuest, one of AgraQuest's law firms, Morrison Forrester, and the founder of AgraQuest, Pam Marrone's third startup company, Marrone Organic Innovations. The event on October 4th, 2007 was 23 days after my son's September 10th workers' compensation trial before Judge Dugan.
Can you
6
please,
days, pardon?
finish up your 3 minutes are up? Can you
Go fast?
Thank
okay.
You.
6
you
days
have to
later.
Finish up, actually.
Isn't she the chair?
I'm keeping time.
Oh, I see.
There's a
Okay.
3-minute limit.
I've only got 2 sentences. Can I finish it? Okay. 6 days later, on October 12th, Dugan's opinion, my son did not sustain a workplace injury and he shall take nothing. This is workers' compensation fraud perpetrated against an injured employee at the highest level. What I am giving you is what I had sent to the district attorney, Jan Shully, and the other district attorneys.
Since you referenced the ad hoc conversation that you and I had in the parking lot after the last meeting.
My name is Sandi Trend. I'm David Bell's mother. David Bell was injured at AgraQuest. I oppose funding for Sacramento and Yolo County District Attorney's offices because originally I brought all kinds of evidence to Lieutenant Stroski in the year 2007. He said he wanted the information. I gave him the information, and he just doesn't seem to want to prosecute. I brought information to Lieutenant or District Attorney, what is he, Investigator Dale Kitching, that came about by Susan Crouch, the Department of Insurance. When I talked to her, she had a meeting set with Dale Kitching 1 week later. And Kitching didn't really want to do anything. In fact, one of the meetings that we had, Dina Padilla went with me. I was talking about when another incident, when David was injured on the job, when metal flew in his eye, and Dale Kitching had the nerve to say in front of Dina and myself, well, you don't need to report everything, which is kind of mind-boggling to me. I mean, he was taken to the emergency room at Davis, Sutter and Davis, by an employee of AgraQuest, but you don't need to report everything. And you know, one thing I'd really like to know, in 3 or 4 years of claims that AgraQuest has reported, was one claim of $756. Okay, I really would like to know if that's when David had something in his eye. David requested a copy of his employee file in the year 2000, and of course that was ignored, and it was sent to AgraQuest's attorney, and I also have where it was forwarded from the attorney, it was faxed over to AgraQuest. So both the attorney and AgraQuest ignored the whole thing. Now, it's my understanding that if there is a claim that has been paid, or a claim whatsoever, that it's supposed to be in the employee file. However, there's not one thing in David's employee file.
And what were you saying about the judge here? Why don't you talk about the judge?
Oh, well, gee whiz. Actually, it was June of this year. There's something in my little gut here that says there's more, there's more, there's more. So I'm doing an investigation, and I'm starting to look up Judge Suzanne F. Dugan. Suzanne F. Dugan was the presiding judge over my son's case, which was really kind of confusing because the day that he showed up for his trial, it was supposed to be before Judge Robinson, and all of a sudden here's Suzanne Dugan. It's like, where did she come from? Okay, so in June of this year, I'm looking up her, I'm looking up her husband, and then I find out, my gosh. Okay, David's trial was September the 10th, 2007. Judge Suzanne Dugan's husband, Michael T. Dugan's employer at that time was PBS&J Corporation. What's the connection here? There's got to be some kind of a connection. So I keep investigating, and then I find that there was a University of California, Davis Explore Science Center's 16th annual science fair. It lasts all day long. And one of the co-sponsors with AgraQuest is PBS&J Corporation, Michael T. Dugan's employer. Not only those two, but then you've got AgraQuest law firm of Morrison and Forrester, and then you've got Pam Marrone's third startup company, Marrone Organic Innovation. So you've got 4 direct ties right there tied together. So she heard the case on September the 10th. The science fair was October the 4th. October the 12th, her decision is that he didn't sustain, these aren't the exact words, but he didn't sustain a workplace injury or illness, and he shall take nothing by way of his claim. Now, as I was explaining in the Fraud Commission meeting in there, that's got to be the highest level of fraud against an injured employee that I have ever heard of in my life. Okay? Not only Suzanne F. Dugan was also employed by the law firm of Laughlin, Falbo, Levi, and Marisi. In 2007, the senior partner of Laughlin, Falbo, Levi, and Marisi, Alfonso Marisi, was appointed as commissioner of the Workers' Compensation Appeals Board in California. Now, what's going on here?